Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So listen to this. So I have told you guys that originally I was supposed to work 10 days in a row. So when I first got my January schedule, I had a trip, I had like a day or two off, and then I had a stretch of 10 days where I was working back to back to back. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely not gonna happen. I can't do that, I will die. And if you guys watched my last video, you saw that on day 4, I was like over it. I was so tired. So imagine me doing that for 6 more days in a row. It just wouldn't have been good. So my trip in the middle, you guys heard in my last video, dropped, right? Well, at the beginning of the month, when I'd seen all those days in a row, we have this thing called the Electronic Trade Board, or for short ETB. And it is where we can put our trips up to trade, to drop, and other flight attendants can trade their trips with ours or take our trips. So when I first saw that stretch of 10 days, I put my 4-day and the middle trip up to drop. The last trip, it was fine. Like, I didn't mind working it, but I was originally also trying to get that weekend off because we had talked about rescheduling our family Christmas party that weekend. So I put it into trade, right? Well, after like a week of nothing happening, I ended up switching that last trip of that stretch to drop as well, because it really wasn't a bad trip. So I was like, if the other 2 aren't going to drop, then maybe this one will have better luck, right? So you guys saw that my middle trip dropped. I had completely forgotten that I had put that last one up to drop as well. Well, I looked at my schedule like 2 days ago and it was gone. So all of my trips for this week had dropped. So I went from having to work 10 days in a row to having to work 10 days total for the entire month. And I was like, oh my gosh, like completely forgot it was in there to drop. So today was when that third trip was originally supposed to start. So what I told there was a lot of stuff was going red flag, which means we're getting paid time and a half. And if you pick it up when you're not supposed to work, then you'll get paid time and a half. So I was like, well, I'll see, what's up these next couple of days. And if it's red flag, maybe I'll pick up something red flag, because I probably shouldn't only work 10 days this month. Like, I probably need the money to not, like, I shouldn't work this few hours. So anyways, I'm on there this morning and I had put in a couple different bits because I was like, I'm going to pick up, I want it to be like a good trip, right? Like, I'm not just going to pick up crap to pick up crap and work. So I put in, there were a couple of international trips that I had put in for a couple of days ago that were open for like later in the week, because I had a stretch, like I wasn't supposed to work for a whole nother week. Like, so I had so many days off in a row that I was like, I can really pick up anywhere in between this time period. So I'd put in for some international trips. None of them were going. I kept getting beat by like senior people. I was looking for like better island things where I could lay over, like another Cancun or something. None of those were coming open. So I was kind of like, well, we'll see if I end up working or not. So anyways, flash forward to today, which is when I was originally supposed to work in the first place. I was looking and I was like, maybe stuff will be red flag today, because it had been the past 2 days. It wasn't, but at 11 this morning, Munich, Germany was open. So I was like, well, at first I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to bid for it. I was like, do I want to bid for this? And I was like, I might as well just do it. Like, the chances of me getting it probably aren't that high anyways, because senior people always like beat me to it. And I bid for it and I go upstairs. I'm like, I might as well start getting ready because I'll need to leave in like 2 hours if I get this trip. Anyways, they call me and I'm going to Munich, Germany today. And I'm just kind of like, what? Woke up this morning, no plans, no trips on my schedule, and now I'm going to Munich, Germany, which is like insane. I am super excited, but also low-key like kind of freaking out, because this is unknown territory for me. I don't do transatlantic very often. Most people my seniority, they pick them up on their days off and like just work extra, and I don't pick up on my days off, so I don't do a whole lot of them. I'm position 3, which I've never done position 3 on a transatlantic, so I'm just a little bit nervous about that, because like this is all new for me, because I don't do this a lot. But I'm so excited to go. I've never been to Germany before, so I'm really excited. But I got here a little bit early because I do need to bid for next month, because I won't get back in time at the end of this trip to bid for it. So I need to bid for it before we take off so that I don't get a crappy schedule next month. But yeah, what a turn of events. I literally went from working 10 days in a row to only working 10 days the entire month to now going to Munich, Germany. And I just am kind of like, I don't even know what happened. But anyways, yeah, let's go get into the airport and get this trip started. I'm so excited. So I thought I would show you that the reindeer are no longer in the Charlotte airport. They're finally done for the season. We are on a 777. That was some of our business class seats. Then we go into premium economy, which is the same as a first class seat on one of our domestic planes. Then we've got main cabin extra, and then we've got just regular main cabin. This is the back galley of the 777. There are so many compartments and carts. It is very overwhelming if you're not back here. We have ovens because we do meals on these flights. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. So much bigger than our narrow body aircraft, and just so many things hidden in places that you're like, what even is this? But all of our international transatlantic are done on 777s out of Charlotte. By the way, here's the door I will be arming and disarming. It's so big. Here's where the story gets interesting. So we were having a computer issue and they reset it with passengers on board. It didn't work, but it was dark outside. So we had to deplane the aircraft so that when they reset it the second time, when the power goes out, it was going to be pitch black dark on the aircraft, so we can't have passengers on board. And we're all like, what is happening? Because it didn't work the first time. Why are we doing this again? So it didn't work the second time. And then we had to push back from the gate to try it. So we had to arm our doors and see if pushing back from the gate worked the third time, which it did not. You guys, this is a nightmare. We'll see what happens. We are still in the waiting game. They changed our departure time to 9:30 now, so that's like almost 5 hours after when we were supposed to leave, which is crazy. They're gonna try this thing. I guess if this doesn't work, then pushing back, and I don't know, then maybe they'll cancel it at that point, because I don't think we have any other planes that we can take. And we also will go illegal at like 10:30, I think. So we'll see what happens. So they changed their minds about letting us be on the plane when they pushed back, because they had to take it to a place where flight attendants cannot be on the plane. So all the flight attendants had to get off. We ended up going to the crew room. At this point, I needed coffee because I was like, I'm either gonna have an 8-hour flight or an 1.5-hour drive. Turns out I had an 1.5-hour drive because the plane could not get fixed 7 hours later. What a bummer. Oh my God, what a turn of events, really. This was. I went from working a regular 3-day to not working to picking this trip up to it actually being canceled. What? And that crew was fabulous. Every single person on that crew was amazing, incredible, so nice. It would have been a blast. That trip would have been fantastic. It would have been a perfect first trip to Munich. Like, I just know it would have. And there was another girl on the trip who had never been to Munich either. So we would have explored and had a great time together. Everybody would have been having a blast over there. So I'm sad that we didn't actually go, because that would have been a great trip. But at the same time, I think it was kind of crazy how long they delayed us, because the maintenance issue wasn't getting fixed 2 hours, 3 hours in. So I don't know why they kept thinking like, oh, it'll get fixed this time. Like, at that point, I feel like you just take your loss and let the mechanics work on it all night until they really fix the problem. Like, you don't want to take that all the way transatlantic when you've been having this issue that's not getting fixed. And it was nothing that the pilots had seen before, maintenance hadn't seen before, so that was another reason why it was taking them so long to figure out even what to do to fix it, because they hadn't seen it before. And you know, now too, it's been delayed so long, the crew is starting to get tired, and if we do go, that's an 8-hour flight that we have to, you know, be up and awake and start. So like, by the time we would have landed in Munich, we all would have been just wiped out dead, like. And then our layover would have been shortened, because we don't get to add on to the layover at this point, so it would have been a minimum layover. I don't know, but the fact that they just kept rolling it and rolling it and rolling it, and I feel bad for the passengers who are sitting there waiting. Like they could have canceled it 3 hours earlier and people would have gotten more rest. They would have been able to go to a hotel a lot quicker. I don't know. I don't know why they waited so long to cancel it, because even the pilots were like, I don't see how this is gonna go, you know? So I'm like, if the pilots are saying that, like, it was almost just like every different group was trying to do different things. So, which they did call and asked us to extend, but we were like, no, we cannot extend, because first of all, the plane's not going anywhere. So why are we going to extend? What good is that going to do? Because the plane's not going to get fixed. So anyways, what a crazy day. Thought I was going to Munich. Turns out I am not. But there will be other Munich trips. I'm sure I'll be able to go at some point in my career as a flight attendant. But I am bummed because that would have been a great crew to do it with for the first time ever being there. But anyways, and I'm sure you guys are gonna be wondering about like pay when that happens. So it's kind of weird so when we cancel, if the flight gets like recrewed, so obviously they can't recrew this flight because it got canceled, but if they recrew and our original flight back from Munich gets flown and a different crew flies it, then we will be pay protected for the trip. But if none of the legs get flown, then we will get a holding pay. So we'll get paid for the amount of time we were sitting at the airport waiting to go that we didn't go. Or it might be a max of 3 hours, I don't know. We won't get paid the entirety of the trip, just a little bit of the trip. So we'll see what happens. We won't know for a couple days if we're gonna get paid for the trip or not, because we weren't supposed to leave for a couple days coming back from Munich. So we'll see about that. I am off for the next like 5 or 6 days. So I think I'm scarred from picking up a trip. This is only the second trip I've ever picked up on my days off. So, which I don't know, was it really a day off because I was supposed to be working originally anyways? I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know if I'll pick up on those next 6 days because this has kind of scarred me. I don't want to drive all the way here and something crazy like this happens again, but we'll see. But yeah, there's some glamour of the airline industry for you. How fun is that, right? It's not all fun. Sometimes we have crappy days like this, and I hate it for the passengers because they were there just as long as we were, and now, you know, some of them are stuck here. They were trying to go home. You know, at least I can get in my car and drive home, but like people that are made connecting flights are stuck in Charlotte now, and I don't know. I hate it for them, but yeah, what a crazy day. But anyways, that is all for this video. We'll see. I highly doubt I'll pick up another trip, but we'll see what happens. If not, we'll see. I may do like a little day in the life of just what I do when I'm home by myself, or I don't know, to fill the gap from all this time off between flights. But yeah, as always, any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, put them in the comments below. Sorry that I didn't get to go to Munich. I would have loved to show you guys Munich. Fortunately, that didn't happen this time. Next time though, hopefully it will go better. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.